I'm Abhijit Gowda again, and hope everybody is actually having a great time at re:Invent. Today, I'm excited to share how Warner Brothers Discovery uses Amazon S3 Replication to ensure business continuity for our HBO Max content libraries at scale. HBO Max is Warner Brothers Discovery's direct-to-consumer platform offering the best-in-class quality entertainment. We are one of the leading streaming services here in the United States and globally with our service in 61 countries. Any HBO Max subscribers in the room? That's awesome. Thank you for those in the room and the many millions of consumers across the globe. We appreciate your business. So, what do we do at Media Supply Chain? We are the media processing factory of Warner Brothers Discovery. Media enters our workflows on one end. We process that media based on a variety of specifications, and the finished media assets are then delivered to our linear and direct-to-consumer platforms, in this case HBO Max, on the other end. We decouple our storage and compute, which actually provides us agility, scalability, operational efficiencies, and cost benefits. We run hundreds of microservices in production as part of our media workflows, mostly on AWS Lambda, ECS Fargate, step functions, and Amazon S3. Some additional information around the scale at which we operate before I dive deep into our today's topic. We are a storage-heavy organization. In fact, majority of media and entertainment companies are, with tens of petabytes of our primary content storage and an additional tens of petabytes of content backups. Our storage footprint on S3 is massive. So, what does such a scale of S3 mean? A big fat AWS bill. Fun aside, such a scale of storage comes with a great responsibility to protect these petabyte scale content libraries to ensure business continuity. Protection from two things: protection from theft and protection from data or content loss. Today's presentation focuses on the latter, which is to have a secure and cost-optimized copy of our content for disaster recovery. So, content is king, and as a media and entertainment company, content is at the center of our business. Many of you are HBO Max subscribers. Did you all enjoy the House of the Dragon Season 1? That was spectacular, wasn't it? I'm very sure that majority of you and the rest of the world, you're eagerly awaiting for Season 2. Let's imagine a hypothetical situation wherein our company has to make a public announcement saying, sorry folks, the Season 2 release is actually delayed due to content loss. That compromises our brand reputation and also our consumers' experience. Alongside planned release schedules, it also negatively impacts our rollouts into newer territories as we continue to grow globally, not to mention the revenue impact it might actually have on our company due to such an event. There are costs associated with content acquisition, processing, and delivery. These costs can be acquisition costs from our partners, transcoding costs, compute costs, human effort, and so on. Reproduction of lost content is both time and cost prohibitive. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong at the worst possible time. And we actually had to think about what those worst possible scenarios are. So following are the disaster scenarios we accounted for while we were actually building this backup solution. Accidents can happen anytime. It can be due to human errors or even rogue employees wiping our primary content libraries clean. Even an improperly tested production deployment can result in undesirable situations. The open internet is hostile. Hackers and bad actors, they might actually destroy our primary content store or even lock us out of them and hold our company to ransom. It has historically happened in other media and entertainment outlets. Even though rare, cloud services might fail. Even a single service failure or an entire region failure might require us to fail over to a different region or a secondary region and resume business operations. So without a proper content protection strategy, our primary content libraries are at risk. An immutable cross-account and cross-region backup was actually the need of the hour. So how do we back up our content? Our content is distributed across multiple AWS accounts based on content classification and use cases. We have set up a unified backup account, and our backup solution uses a many-to-one model from an account's design standpoint. The backup account security is hardened following AWS and industry-recommended best practices. We have enabled S3 inventory on the source buckets, which generates a daily inventory. These are also replicated to the backup account and are later used for recovery purposes. And we also use Amazon S3 replication to achieve this. The daily inventory provides a 24-hour RPO from an ease of recovery standpoint. Even shorter RPOs can actually be achieved using custom-built inventory generation processes. Our automation modules couple the source and the backup buckets from a deployment and operation standpoint. And through our replication rules, we set the destination storage class to Glacier Deep Archive to optimize our backup costs. We also disable delete marker replication to ensure malicious deletions do not make it to the backups, so it actually helps us to reduce our mean time to recovery. The backup buckets use object locking in compliance mode, which provides immutability. As part of the initial backup, a one-time existing objects replication is achieved through S3 batch replication job. From this point, replication is both continuous and real-time with a SLA of 15 minutes using replication time control. We also enabled S3 server access logs and consolidate the logs in our observability account, which are later ingested to AWS OpenSearch for log analytics and monitoring purposes. We also requested our dragons to protect our backups. Scary, huh? So now that we have created a secure backup of our critical content, let me double-click on our recovery process in case of a disaster. Recovery is either a one-step or a two-step process, depending on your DR scenario. In case of recovering and resuming business operations in the secondary region, we perform the following. Identify the S3 inventory files meeting our RPO. Depending on if we are actually doing a full restore or a partial restore, these S3 inventory files are used as is or actually updated to account for your recovery scope. The S3 inventory manifest is used as an input to a S3 batch operations restore job, which restores all of these objects from Glacier Deep Archive. At this point, we can connect our workflows to these backup buckets and resume business operations. When these restore objects are actually required in the primary region, we will actually run another S3 batch operations copy job. What that does is it actually copies these restored objects from the backup account back to the primary account and region and onto the primary buckets. And from there, we actually resume our business operations. So we have actually realized the following benefits by implementing a content backup strategy using Amazon S3 replication. It is very simple and easy to operate on, and most popular infrastructure as code tools actually have full support for all the features we've used in our solution. And we have also achieved full automation from a backup and restore standpoint. Using Glacier Deep Archive, our backup spend is 1/7 the cost of our primary storage spend, which is significant considering our scale. It is fully compliant with our CISO guidelines and all applicable industry compliance requirements. Through object locking, our backups actually provide write once, read many compliance and are truly immutable. Considering that they are cross-account and cross-region, they actually provide full coverage for all of our envisioned DR scenarios. And with a less than 15-minute RPO and a less than 24-hour RTO, it actually fully satisfies our RTO and RPO requirements. And these backups are continuous in nature and incremental for anything new which is landing in our source buckets. So, and our backup lifecycle management itself is policy-driven. And using S3 server access logs and replication time control and those logs actually ingested in AWS OpenSearch, our backup and restore processes are fully observable. And this is how Warner Brothers Discovery actually has implemented a backup strategy to secure our HBO Max content libraries to ensure business continuity at scale.